Your engine won't beg for mercy before it self-destructs. There is no warning email, no frantic dashboard lights, just a silent, invisible death sentence triggered the moment you turn the key after a routine oil change. While you're wiping your hands thinking the job is done, the first 60 seconds of idling are quietly grinding your precision engine surfaces into worthless metal dust. This isn't a rare fluke. It is an $8,000 catastrophe that mechanics witness 5 times a week, turning perfectly healthy cars into scrap metal in mere minutes. If you want to hit that legendary 300,000-mile mark instead of a premature tow to the junkyard, you need to realize that your simple maintenance habit is actually a silent killer. Stop doing this immediately, before your next turn of the key becomes your last. The invisible damage zone. Oil changes seem foolproof, right? Drain the old oil, swap the filter, pour in fresh oil, start the engine, done. Except there's a hidden danger zone that exists in those first critical moments after the oil change, a window of time where your engine is more vulnerable than at any other point in its entire life. Professional mechanics know this. Race teams know this. Fleet managers who keep delivery vans running for 500,000 miles know this. They've seen the carnage firsthand. Wiped bearings, scored camshafts, seized turbochargers, and destroyed valve trains. All showing up at the shop with the same story. But I just changed my oil last week. Regular drivers never connect the dots. The damage is microscopic at first, silent, invisible, but it's cumulative. And by the time symptoms appear, the internal destruction is already done. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why those first 60 seconds after an oil change determine whether your engine lasts 100,000 miles or 400,000 miles, how seemingly harmless mistakes erase years of engine life in moments, and the exact step-by-step routine that professionals use to make engines bulletproof. Mistake number 9, starting the engine. Immediately, the second you pull that drain plug and watch the old oil pour out, every single oil passage inside your engine goes completely dry. The camshafts, crankshaft bearings, piston rings, timing chain tensioners, valve lifters, and if you have one, that precision turbocharger shaft. All sitting there naked, exposed, waiting for oil that isn't coming yet. When you immediately crank the engine, here's what happens. The oil pump has to suck oil from the pan, push it through a brand new empty filter, force it up through dozens of narrow passages, and finally build enough pressure to form a protective film on those metal surfaces. This process takes several long seconds, and during every microsecond of that time, metal grinds directly against metal with zero cushion, zero protection, zero mercy. Those initial dry start moments literally scrape microscopic layers of metal off your engine's most critical surfaces. Those layers never grow back. Do this after every oil change for 5 years, and your engine ages the equivalent of 100,000 hard miles, even though the odometer only shows normal wear. Professional mechanics always prime the oil system first. They know the first few seconds after an oil change are worth more than the next 30,000 miles of driving. Smart DIY mechanics do the same. They crank the engine with the fuel pump fuse pulled, or disconnect the ignition, letting the starter turn the engine without firing it up, giving the oil pump time to fill every passage and build pressure before combustion begins. Mistake number 8, installing the oil filter dry. A bone-dry oil filter is essentially an empty container sitting between your oil pump and your engine's vital organs. When you start the engine with a dry filter, the pump has to fill that entire filter canister before a single drop of oil reaches the bearings. That delay stretches the dry start damage window even longer. Professional mechanics pre-fill the oil filter before installation. They pour fresh oil directly into the filter until it's about 3/4 full. Then they coat the rubber gasket with a thin film of oil. This does 2 critical things. First, it eliminates the delay. Oil reaches the bearings almost instantly when the engine starts. Second, it prevents the gasket from sticking, tearing, or rolling during installation. Fleet operations that skip this step consistently report premature camshaft wear, noisy valve lifters, and low oil pressure warnings appearing 50,000 to 80,000 miles earlier than expected. The engines that get pre-filled filters, They cruise past 300,000 miles like it's nothing. It takes 30 seconds to pre-fill a filter. Those 30 seconds can literally add years to your engine's life. Mistake number 7, skipping the double gasket check. Here's a nightmare scenario that happens more often than you'd think. You remove the old oil filter, but the rubber gasket stays stuck to the engine block. You don't notice. You install the new filter, complete with its own fresh gasket, right on top of the old one. Everything seems fine. The filter threads on smoothly. You add oil. You start the engine. Then oil pressure builds and that double-stack gasket configuration fails instantly. The seal ruptures and every drop of oil in your engine dumps onto the ground in about 15 seconds. The engine keeps running during those 15 seconds, completely dry, destroying bearings at a rate that would normally take years of abuse. By the time the oil pressure warning light comes on, the damage is catastrophic and irreversible. Professional mechanics run their finger around the filter mounting surface every single time. Every time. No exceptions. This 5-second habit has prevented more engine failures than any premium oil brand ever could. 5 seconds to check. $5,000 in repairs if you don't. Mistake number 6, over-tightening the oil filter. There's a stubborn myth that tighter equals safer. With oil filters, the opposite is true. When you crank down on that filter with a wrench, using all your strength, you're creating a slow-motion disaster. Over-tightening crushes the gasket, deforms the filter housing, and can actually crack the filter base. The gasket, now compressed beyond its design limits, develops tiny leak paths. Oil seeps out slowly, so slowly you won't notice it on the driveway. But over weeks and months, your oil level drops. Oil pressure gradually decreases. The engine slowly starves itself. The next person who tries to remove that over-tightened filter finds it practically welded to the engine block. They have to use extreme force, sometimes damaging the mounting surface in the process. Mechanics install oil filters by hand, period. The proper technique, spin the filter until the gasket makes contact with the mounting surface, then turn it another 3/4 of a turn. That's it. No filter wrenches for installation, no gorilla grip, just proper technique, proper torque, proper seal. Engines don't fail because filters are too loose. They fail because people don't respect basic mechanical principles. Mistake number 5, skipping the final oil level check. Most people finish pouring oil, check the dipstick once, see it's in the safe zone, and immediately close the hood. They assume they're done. They're not. When you first add oil, it's sitting in the oil pan. But your engine has oil filters to fill, oil galleries to fill, passages throughout the block, and heads that need to fill. The true settled level won't show until all those spaces are occupied. Here's what actually happens. You add oil to the full mark. You start the engine. Oil rushes into the filter and throughout the engine. Now the oil level in the pan drops below the safe minimum. The oil pump sucks in air along with oil. Air doesn't lubricate. Bearings start to starve. Camshafts score. Timing chains stretch. Professional mechanics check the dipstick twice. Once before starting the engine to confirm initial fill, and again after running the engine for 30 seconds and letting it sit for a minute. That second check reveals the true level. If it's low, they add more. If it's overfilled, they drain some out. This final verification separates engines that die at 120,000 miles from engines that thrive past 300,000 miles. Mistake number 4, using the wrong oil. Viscosity oil is not just oil. Engines are not all the same. Every engine is engineered for a specific oil viscosity. That's the thickness and flow characteristics. Use the wrong grade, and you're slowly killing your engine from the inside. Thick oil flows too slowly during cold starts. It takes longer to reach bearings, timing chains, and valve train components. Those parts run dry longer during startup, accelerating wear. Thin oil, on the other hand, can't maintain a protective film under high temperatures and heavy loads. It breaks down, letting metal contact metal. Mechanics see this constantly. Someone decides that thicker oil means better protection. They dump 20W50 into an engine designed for 5W30. Within months, cold start wear accumulates. Fuel economy drops. Eventually, timing chain tensioners fail because they never got adequate oil flow. The oil grade stamped on your oil filler cap isn't a suggestion. It's not a starting point for experimentation. It's a survival requirement engineered into your specific engine design. Follow it exactly. Mistake number 3, changing oil too frequently. This sounds counterintuitive, but it's true. Changing oil too often can actually shorten engine life. Modern synthetic oils are engineered to build a protective chemical film on metal surfaces over the first few hundred miles. This film, combined with the oil's additive package, provides superior protection. When you change oil every 2,000 miles instead of the recommended 7,500 miles, you constantly reset this protection cycle. You force the engine through repeated dry starts. It can actually shorten engine life. Modern synthetic oils are engineered to build a protective chemical film on metal surfaces over the first few hundred miles. This film, combined with the oil's additive package, provides superior protection. When you change oil every 2,000 miles instead of the recommended 7,500 miles, you constantly reset this protection cycle. You never let the oil reach its optimal protective state. Fleet studies prove this. Engines maintained exactly on the manufacturer's schedule typically outlast engines with obsessive early oil changes. The difference isn't small. We're talking 50,000 to 100,000 extra miles of reliable service. What keeps engines alive for hundreds of thousands of miles isn't obsession. It's discipline and proper timing. Mistake number 2, using engine flush. After an oil change, engine flush products promise to clean sludge and restore performance. What they actually do is create disasters. These aggressive chemicals strip away the protective oil coating on internal parts. They dislodge chunks of sludge that then flow directly into narrow oil passages, clogging screens, jamming lifters, and starving bearings. Mechanics have seen turbochargers seize, hydraulic lifters collapse, and timing chain tensioners fail, all within weeks of someone using an engine flush product. The damage happens fast and it's expensive. If your engine has sludge buildup, the correct solution is gradual cleaning using quality oil at proper intervals. Let the detergents and good oil work slowly over multiple oil changes. Avoid aggressive chemicals that destroy protection in minutes. Mistake number 1, revving the engine immediately after starting. This is the fastest way to destroy an engine right after an oil change. The moment you finish the oil change and fire up the engine, oil pressure is still building. Bearings are still waiting for oil. Camshaft lobes are still dry. Turbocharger journals are still unprotected. If you rev the engine immediately, you amplify every bit of dry start damage by a factor of 10. High RPM means high loads, high speeds, high friction, all happening on surfaces with zero oil film. Microscopic scratches become deep grooves. Those grooves stay in your engine forever, progressively reducing its lifespan with each subsequent start. The correct procedure is simple. Start the engine. Let it idle calmly for 30 to 60 seconds while oil pressure builds and oil reaches every critical surface. Then drive gently for the first few miles. No hard acceleration, no high RPM, just moderate speeds and light loads. That single habit can double your engine's lifespan. Navigating that critical 60-second window is the ultimate separator between a 300,000-mile powerhouse and a premature mechanical disaster. By refining your maintenance protocol today, you aren't just changing oil. You're securing the structural integrity of your vehicle's most vital components. If this technical breakdown saved you from a potential $8,000 catastrophe, demonstrate your support with a like, share this warning with fellow automotive enthusiasts, and subscribe to join a community dedicated to precision maintenance. Your engine's longevity depends on these professional details. Don't let your next turn of the key be its last.